Hi guys, today I can show you how to make Asian pork meatball. So here I have pork loin. Try to cut out most of the fat that attach to the pork loin. And some of them may have a little bit fat, that's okay. And this one have just a little bit of fat. I think that should be okay as long you have mostly meat. And then now you cut it into smaller pieces because we're gonna put this into the food processor and blend it really fine. If you can cut it into smaller pieces, so then your blender or your food processor doesn't have to work too hard. Okay, I have another piece here. Cut most of the fat out. This piece has too much fat. I'm not gonna take it. I have my food processor, and here I have diced pork loin. Cut it into smaller pieces and take out most of the fat. Put in here 700 grams. Okay, I'm just gonna blend it first. Okay, after you blend it about 2 minutes, next I'm gonna mix the mixture and pour it in there and then blend it again. So, oh, it looks good right here. I have cold water, 50 milliliters, and you need 3 ice cubes, like this. 3 ice cubes, 1 teaspoon of salt, half teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1 tablespoon of fish sauce. MSG is optional, so if you don't want to use it, you don't have to. 1/4 teaspoon, and 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. Now mix well. I almost forgot pepper, half teaspoon. The mixture, mix well and dissolve the cornstarch and all the ingredients that you put in here. After you see that everything combined well, you're going to pour it into this meat that you pre-blend for 2 minutes. Pour everything in here. Blend it until it becomes really fine paste. You know what I forgot? I always forget something. I almost forgot cooking oil. So you need 1 tablespoon of cooking oil. Add 1 tablespoon of cooking oil. And then blend it for 1 more minute. So earlier I blended for 2 minutes. Now blend it for 1 more minute. Okay, this should be good. So in total times, from the time that I diced the pork loin and then put into the food processor for 2 minutes from the beginning, and after I blended 2 more minutes, add the cooking oil and then blend for 1 more minute. So now it should be good. The texture should be really fine paste, like this. Oh yeah, the texture is really good. Okay, now that this is ready, next I'm gonna show you how to shape it. Just gonna scoop it into a bowl first. And behind me here, I have some water. I boiled some water. And you don't want to make the water boil, so I just put on medium heat while I'm blending this. So then as soon as I finish blending the meat, then the water should be ready and then we can start to shape them. Before you start to shape it, you need ice cold water. I have some ice, I have some water here. And then the water, when you start to see bubble, you're going to turn it to low heat. I'm going to put on heat 2 and wet your hand, clean hand, wet your hand with some ice cold water. Now you're going to grab this meat. And the technique that I always do, so squeeze, squeeze the meat out. Keep on squeezing until you have that round shape and use a spoon to cut it off. Squeeze it up using the pointing finger and the thumb. And then do it like that and then it just cut off. With the spoon and cut it off. And right now I put it on low heat because when you start to see bubble in your water, because you don't want the water to be boiling. If the water is boiling, then it will crack the meatball. It's too hot and then it forced the meatball to break. and it's really sticky, and which is normal. If you want your meatball to be big, grab like that, and then you want to push it, but make it a bigger open, a bigger squeeze, and then use a spoon to cut it off. Dip in cold water, and if you want it small, just pinch it small, cut it with the spoon. I only wet my hand once, because when you wet it again, then it will break up the meat also, like the meat paste. So that's why I'm just gonna wet the hand from the beginning, and that's it. Because as long as you be able to squeeze it up, the meatball should be smooth, and with the spoon, cut it off or make it round. You also can wear gloves, but without gloves is better. You just have to make sure that your hand really clean. Dip into ice cold water. And for the last one, try to make it round as much as you can and drop it in. After you're shaping them, you can put the heat to medium heat and let it cook for 10 minutes. When you see that all of them float up, it should be fully cooked. And now I'm gonna take all this and put into the broth that I'm making on the side there. I have my broth ready to go. Okay, put that all in. And for the rest here, if you don't want to put them all in, you can save it for next time use. You just have to let it cool down and then bag them and put them in the freezer. I'm only going to put half of it. This is the broth for rice noodle soup.